What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Prince J, and I'm here with a very special guest. We've got a San Antonio Spurs legend, really an NBA legend, four-time NBA champion, 2007 Finals MVP, four-time All NBA player, six-time All Star, Mr. Tony Parker. Tony, how you doing today?
Hey Prince, I'm doing great. Doing great.
Good. That's great to hear. It's really a pleasure to be here speaking with you. And a lot of those accolades I just went over there is it's a lot about championships there, a lot about the bling, and so I definitely want to get into this year's finals with you. But first, I know you're working on a deal with Buffalo Wild Wings and Mountain Dew around these NBA finals. So I just kind of wanted to, if you could tell me a little bit about that and what that's about.
Exactly. Mountain Dew basically is working with the legends. So they called me. So I was like, okay, it's a great
Perfect.
honor to work with them. And I think the biggest thing you can take is we're in the NBA finals. And we all know every game is exciting. But the most important one is game seven, and the way I feel about those finals, I got a good feeling that it's going to go to seven. And so if it goes to seven, you can go to every Buffalo Wild Wings and you will get some Mountain Dew Legends for free. So that's the biggest thing that you have to remember from that interview.
Awesome, and I think a lot of people agree with you that this series has a great chance to go 7 games. Now a thing or two about game sevens. You've played in plenty of them, including a couple in the finals. You won a title in a game seven against the Pistons. You lost one. Sorry to bring it up, but to the Heat.
Ah, it's
Um,
okay. It's okay. It's great memories. Win or the way we lost, in 2013 is still great memories because it's an unbelievable feeling. Game seven is just like a little bit like the Super Bowl. It's just one game and everything is decided in that one game, and there's so much pressure, but at the same time, it's so much fun. And both games I have great memories. Obviously, the one against the Pistons was unbelievable because we won at home. It was my second championship. And 2013, even if we lost, it gave me so much motivation to come back the following year and maybe play the best basketball that we ever played in my days with the Spurs, and maybe one of the best finals ever. If you listen to different people talking about the two finals, the way we played in 2014 is because of Game 7 in 2013.
and that was one of the most dominant finals performances I can remember when you guys came back in 2014. So much fire in that team. Is that your favorite championship of your 4 rings, just because of the way that it went
Yeah,
down?
because the first one you don't even realize. Everything goes so fast. I was 21. You win your first championship. You think it's going to happen every year. And 2005 Game 7 was unbelievable. 2007 because I got MVP was pretty special. But if I, now that I can put it in perspective, then we didn't do nothing, didn't win anything for like 7 years, and it took a long time for us to get back at the top. And so, because of all the reason, I think I appreciate more the 2014 because I just understand how hard it is, to win a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let me ask you about the game sevens since we started there, because these Celtics going against these Warriors in this year's finals, they've just played 2 back-to-back 7 game series, tough series against the Heat, tough series against the Bucks. How physically taxing is that on the body to play
They'll
that
be
long?
fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine because when you win, first of all, you forget about all the how tired you are. You just forget it, and it's great experience for them. And they're young, so that's why I don't think it's going to really affect. And you get a lot of days off in the finals. You got 2 days off in between every game. I think three. I think between game five or game seven. I don't remember, but you have a lot of days off, so it's not like you don't have back to backs and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to affect Boston that much fatigue.
Okay, well, what about this one? Because you've been the young guy going into your first finals. You've also been the vet with plenty of finals experience. How much do you think that will play into it, knowing the Celtics have 0 games of finals experience versus the Warriors, who,
Yeah,
they've been
I
there
think
and done
that
that? Does
that's
that?
going to play. Yeah, I think that's going to play a factor. Boston's got they have a great team. Obviously, they have a great defense, but I think Golden State is going to find a way to make it happen and to get it done because experience, I think, is going to play a big role in those finals. And Golden State, they're hungry too because they didn't win it since 2018. So I think they're hungry, and I think the experience is going to play a big role.
So tell me what that was like for you going into that finals. You mentioned kind of being a young 21-year-old the first time you got there. And
Yeah, the first time I didn't really realize like everything was new and it was my second year. I didn't really realize, how hard it is because everything happened fast. I entered a team. It was a veteran team, and we were already a good team. And so 2003, we were just maybe the missing pieces, me and Manu, and we got it done, in '03. But 2014, I definitely realized more. And so I remember flying all my friends, flying everybody, like the whole country of France, because I figure it might be the last time that we make the finals.
that's awesome. It's funny you mentioned that, your last finals. You probably noticed, but your first the Warriors, this core of Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, their first playoff series loss came to you guys. I think that was in 2013.
Yeah,
Then 5 years later, they gave you your last series loss in in the playoffs. Just what kind of growth have you seen in these guys? You kind of got a front row seat of, to kind of see
I
them go
remember
from.
when we played them in 2013. I was like, man, this team is gonna be good for a long time. Like, it was so hard. That series was so hard, and I was happy when we were done playing them because I was tired with Steph and Clay, and I was just happy to be done with that series. And I remember in the locker room was like, man, this team is gonna be really good for a long time. And 2 years after, they won the championship. And it's funny how it ended up for us, being the last series, 2017, losing against them in the conference finals, like passing kind of the torch. Because I remember Steve Kerr, who I played with, he always used us as an example, for them as where to be. And so it was nice to pass the torch to them. They obviously the way they grew and the way that they play basketball is very fun to watch. They play together. They have a great defense and they have a great mentality. So as a basketball fan, I'm very happy to see a team like that being successful.
You mentioned playing with Steve Kerr. You also played with the other coach, Ime Udoka. Do
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. I
Do
played
you
with both of them. Yeah, both of them. Yeah. Steve, we won the championship together in '03. With Ime, we didn't win a championship, but we had a pretty good season. Ime was a great teammate, fun to play with. It's funny. It's just Coach Pop tree is keep going up, and it's funny because he coached them, and then he coached with them. So it was funny, because Pop was with Steve with USA, and Ime was with us in 2014 when we won the championship. So it's great to see both of them being so successful now.
Is there any coaching in your future?
No, I prefer the front office. Right now I'm in my box. We just won game one of the semifinals in the French league.
Awesome.
With back-to-back champs. So I like the front office side, and one of these days, I'll try the NBA. But right now, I want to give back to my country. It's been a lot of fun, owning the men's team, the women's team, the academy that I'm building here. We have great young guys in my team. We have maybe the number one draft pick in 2023. He's 17 right now. He's playing unbelievable. So it's been a lot of fun giving back to my country. But one of these days, when Coach Pop retires, maybe I'll come back.
Well, congratulations on your success there, sir.
Thank you.
I think you hinted at this, but so it sounds like you're going Warriors in 7. Is that the pick?
That's my pick. That's my pick. I go to Warriors to 7, and then everybody's gonna get a lot of Mountains Dew Legends for free. Then if you go to 7, it'll be fun.
Cool. So I want to wrap up here soon, but I do have to ask you about this because this Warriors run has been incredible, right? They're going for a 4th title in 8 years. You know a little bit of something about that. These whether you want to call it a dynasty or not, but do you feel like, and maybe this is just my perspective, but sometimes it feels like that run of the Spurs is it can get overlooked sometimes when you talk about the Warriors, and a lot of people like to go back to the Lakers and their three-peat in the early 2000s, and obviously the Bulls and their 6 titles. Do you think the Spurs kind of get underlooked in that conversation?
To a certain extent, but in the world of basketball, everybody knows, we had an unbelievable run, maybe one of the best run in 20 years, in the NBA, if you look at playoffs and all that kind of stuff and all the success we had over the years. I understand that we talk about the Bulls, Lakers, Celtics, Warriors. It doesn't bother me because when I go home, I have my 4 rings too, so I will put it against anybody.
You got the rings on you now?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, last thing. Your buddy, your old teammate Manu Ginobili. He, we just got the word a couple months ago that he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer in class of 2022. We know you're eligible in 2023. Is this something that you're thinking of, looking forward to? Because if you ask me, I think you're getting it.
Thank you. No, we'll see. Right now, let's focus on Manu. It's Manu's time. Happy for him. Congrats to him. Well deserved. And then the next year, if I can get in, it'd be unbelievable. To be with Manu and Timmy. That's the ultimate thing you can accomplish in basketball is being in the Hall of Fame. But I'll definitely be there in September and cheer on Manu.
Great to hear, Tony. I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining
Thank you,
us.
Prince. Take care, Prince. Thank you.